The Minnesota Timberwolves in today's NBA are a young, exciting team that has a core of Andrew Wiggins, a freakish athlete and scorer, and Karl Anthony Towns, an insanely talented big man who can essentially do it all, and he seems like he could be the best center in the NBA by even next season. And as we know, they just made a blockbuster trade to acquire Jimmy Butler, the 2015 Most Improved Player, a three-time All-Star, and a top 15 player who is elite on both sides of the floor. Those three, along with Gorgui Dieng, a well-rounded four who can protect the rim, rebound, shoot from mid, and sometimes step out to the three-point line. Tom Thibodeau, a fantastic defensive coach, and a plethora of veteran talent coming in free agency. The Timberwolves seem like a future dynasty, set to win multiple championships. Now that's all well and good, but what if I told you that by 2017, the Minnesota Timberwolves should have won multiple championships? We should not be talking about a future Timberwolves dynasty, but a past or even current one. Well, sit back and prepare to shake your head, because the reason we are currently talking about the Timberwolves' future is David Kahn, perhaps the worst general manager of all time, though the Bulls managers are quickly fighting for that position. So I'm going to set this thing all the way back to the 2008 draft. Now trust me, the Wolves made plenty of mistakes before this draft, but I want to start here because in this draft, the Wolves traded for their longtime franchise player Kevin Love. Now I don't think this was a mistake at all. You might not agree with me, but I fully believe that Kevin Love is a great power forward. He's an incredible rebounder, passer, shooter, and post scorer. And at the 5th pick, he was clearly the best player available. The problem I have with this draft was the second round. With the 31st pick, they took Nikola Pekovic, and with the 34th pick, they took Mario Chalmers. You know who was picked at 35? DeAndre Jordan, 3-time All-NBA player and a league leader in rebounds in 2014 and 2015. A super athlete and fantastic rim protector, the perfect center to pair with Kevin Love. Unfortunately, Al Jefferson was still a part of this team, so he gets to start over DeAndre for now. Nothing significant happens in the 2008-2009 season, so fast forward to the 2009 NBA draft. Despite DeAndre Jordan providing solid minutes off of the bench for the Wolves, they still find themselves with the 5th and 6th pick in the draft. And here is where the Wolves made a historically bad decision. They decided to select Ricky Rubio, a below-average starter who can't score to save his life, and Johnny Flynn, who would be out of the league in a few seasons. Who did they pass on? Stephen Curry, the 2-time MVP and champion, a deadly ball handler and scorer with an even deadlier jump shot. Now I know something came out recently about Del Curry asking the Wolves not to draft Curry. Well, you know what? F*** Del Curry. I don't care what a player wants, and I especially don't care what a player's dad wants. If he becomes really unprofessional and tries to force his way out, fine. That's just more assets. But with Curry's personality, I can't imagine that happening. So with the 5th pick, the Wolves select Stephen Curry, but that's not all. With the 6th pick, the Wolves also take DeMar DeRozan, a player who amazingly plays a different position than Curry. A crazy idea. So this is their lineup going into the 2009-2010 season. With Curry and DeRozan, they gained 3 more wins, as once Curry was added to the Warriors, they actually lost 3 games, so in his rookie year, he had no impact on winning. Same thing for DeRozan. So with them, the Wolves only gained 3 extra wins this season. On to the next NBA draft, as again, nothing much changes this season. In the 2010 draft, now, even though they didn't help much, the extra wins from Curry and DeRozan make the Wolves pick drop from 4th to 5th, but that's just fine, as with the 5th pick, the current best center in the NBA, DeMarcus Cousins, is available, and the Wolves take him. Also in this draft, the Wolves have the 23rd pick, which they use on Trevor Booker. I'm fine with that pick. Booker is a great rebounder to have off the bench. But of course, the Wolves trade him to the Wizards for scraps. We are not going to do that, instead we keep him. And before the season starts, the Wolves traded their best scorer, Al Jefferson, to the Jazz for Kosta Koufos and 2 future picks. This was confusing to Wolves fans, as it seems there were better deals available. One team that had a lot of interest was the Knicks. I could not find the exact deal, but just for argument's sake, the Knicks trade Wilson Chandler to the Wolves for Al Jefferson and Wayne Ellington. Jefferson being a great scorer and Ellington being a good shooter. It's a fair deal. In the 2010-2011 season, the Wolves improved by 12 wins, as pretty much every player in the Wolves lineup improved drastically, along with DeMarcus Cousins having a solid rookie season. The Wolves do miss the playoffs, but their record improvement moves them from the 2nd pick to the 11th pick. And looking at this roster, DeRozan can't shoot to save his life, and Wilson Chandler isn't exactly a sharpshooter himself, so the Wolves should take a shooting wing for the bench. Let's see who's available at 11. Oh, would you look at that? Klay Thompson, the lesser Splash Brother, reuniting with Curry. On to the 2011-2012 season. The Timberwolves don't trade the draft rights to Chandler Parsons to the Rockets for cash. Seriously, David Kahn, what the hell is wrong with you? In this season, the Timberwolves slip into the 8th seed with improvements all around. With a lineup of Stephen Curry, DeMar DeRozan, Wilson Chandler, Kevin Love, and DeMarcus Cousins, and off of the bench, J.J. Barea, Klay Thompson, Chandler Parsons, Trevor Booker, and DeAndre Jordan. Of course, they do get swept in the first round, but the future looks bright. In the 2012 draft, nothing significant happens, so we can fast forward through that. And in the 2012-13 season, the Wolves skyrocket to the 3rd seed. Kevin Love is a rebounding monster, averaging 14 a game. 24 points doesn't hurt either. DeMarcus Cousins is his usual self, throwing down dunks out of the post and getting technical fouls. And Stephen Curry makes a big jump, averaging just 18 a game, but as a playmaker with so many offensive options, he averages a career-best 10 assists. Oh, and he shoots 45% from 3 on 7 attempts a game. DeRozan and Wilson Chandler catch plenty of lobs, and the bench with DeAndre Jordan and Klay Thompson, along with a surprising season from their 2nd-round pick Chandler Parsons, is known as one of the best in the league. The Wolves make it all the way to the conference finals to lose in 5 to the Spurs, but a championship seems to be right around the corner. On to the 2013 draft. As great as DeMar DeRozan has been for the Wolves, his ISO scoring has been bad for the Wolves' offense, so they decide to trade him to the Milwaukee Bucks, who, desperate for a star, trade their 15th overall pick, and the Wolves use this to draft Giannis Antetokounmpo. In the 2013-14 season, this is the year. Would love to say someone on this team gets an MVP, but that's just not the case. No one individually does well enough to warrant an MVP, but as a team, everyone molds together perfectly. Curry and Cousins develop a deadly pick-and-roll duo, and with Klay Thompson, Wilson Chandler, and Kevin Love all on the perimeter, defenders really can't help off to defend them. So, the 2nd-seeded Wolves move all the way to the conference finals to face the defending champion Spurs, and in a 7-game battle, the Wolves beat a depleted Miami Heat. And with Giannis chilling on the bench along with their core not even being in their primes yet, there's plenty more to come. That's the end of this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more NBA content like this, and cue the outro music.
I dare you play your cards, boy, you bet I'm a trendsetter too. Playing with the strong, it's you.
That's it, Brian?
Yes.